happening. All right, skyscraper and space scraper scaling reduced and CDs increased. Okay, so one of the biggest problem with the Bazaar right now is that late game, especially for the pig, goes basically the exact same way almost every single time, because the second you find skyscraper and space scraper, you basically have the best build. Also, their CDs were really low for the amount of damage and scaling they had, so this is absolutely needed. Now, it depends on the percentage here, because we don't actually know how big of an increase this will be. But this should make the late game a lot better, because currently the biggest problem in the Bazaar right now is as you get later into the game, you're basically hoping that you're faster than your opponent, which obviously is crucial to the game because you want to kill your opponent before they kill you. But for the most part here, depending on how they reduce the scaling and the CD increases, this is a very big change for the late game strategies. Also, unironically means that Dooley might be a little bit stronger in the late game, which is ginormous. Stained glass window now only doubles the value of the item to the right. I mean, this is probably needed as well if they want to slow down the scaling, but to be honest with you, I don't know if they needed this. Depends on how, again, it's an asterisk there because it depends on the change, but we'll see how this goes, right? It's kind of a bigger deal here, but for the most part, I think these two changes will make the late game better, and I think that's what a lot of people want, right? This is probably the biggest thing. All right, Dam no longer destroys large and medium items. Instead, it will destroy all enemy small items and slow enemy medium items. So the problem with Dam currently is you can multicast the Dam to destroy your opponent's board, and if you got to that point, you can't lose the game anymore, right? That is not a great play pattern. Is it broken? I mean, it depends on what your comp does, because you could probably just kill it before they even have a chance. But the play pattern against it is miserable, right? And they probably don't want that in the game. So this is probably a bigger change. I also really like the change up they did. I think it's cool that like you can only focus small items and it's more of a tech card, or like if you could really build for it, it might be good, but it's like a read on the metagame, right? If you really need it. Probably a big change. You can't cheese people anymore. It's probably, that's a big deal. Shipwreck now starts at diamond tier with +1 multicast. So currently it's gold, and Shipwreck would give all aquatic items +1 multicast, and then when you level up it's +2. So now it's just diamond with +2 multicast, I'm assuming, based on how this reads. So it's a lot less likely you will find this, which means, or maybe it's just like the way you could, it's just +1. The way you could read this is either Shipwreck now starts at diamond tier with an extra +1 multicast, but I'm guessing this just means that it just +1 multicast, right? So this is a lot slower. You can't lean into the aquatic build as much as anymore, but because there's not that many property, it's a property, right, chat? Vanessa doesn't have that many large items regardless, so you're very likely to find this. So that's a much better change. It's a vehicle. Okay, so yeah, vehicles were guaranteed. But now you're way less likely to get it, which is ginormous. Like that is absolutely huge, because you can't. I think the biggest problem with the Bazaar right now is your builds are too consistent, right? If you have a consistency in an auto battler game like this where you're drafting, it doesn't feel like a drafting game because all of your decisions feel void if like it's the same late game strategy every single time. So this is just a good change to change things up, kind of just what this did as well. That's really nice. Robotics Factory now starts at diamond tier with +1 multicast. Probably the exact same strategy here. With Dooley, it's like a little less crucial, I think, compared to the Shipwreck, depending on what core you have, but also probably a good change. You probably don't want to have this, I guess, in the game, like to be as consistent for the same reason as Shipwreck, right? Really hurts the perma freeze build. That's also true, right? Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing they noticed so far with this game is like they want late game to feel different every single time. Also affects the Dino build, which is one of the better builds for sure. All right, the Blunderbuss now charges instead of uses on burn. What did the Blunderbuss do? I actually don't even think I used it once. I don't know what it actually does. Chat, I'm sure one of you has used the Blunderbuss before. I just don't know what it is. I'm going to talk about throwing knives until we get on this. It's an ammo item. It fires if you add burn. Was an instant OTK. Oh, damn. I guess I never really saw it, to be honest. I saw the throwing knives a lot more. So it's the same proc with the throwing knives. Okay, so Basically, they're making it so that you can't just get one shot. The problem with I'm gonna talk about throwing knives because I'm way more familiar with it. The problem with throwing knives is like you would start the game, the second your throwing knives triggers and you had 100% crit, it would use it over and over and over again until you died. And because of the way that you can interact with it, you can have like theoretically infinite ammo to kill your opponent. This is a huge change. This is like arguably, in my opinion, more important than this one. Depending on how fast you are, like you couldn't even do anything. At least you could potentially freeze this. Like this is a massive change. I think that's I guess both of them, right? You would like your build to do something and not queue up into something and then just immediately die, right? So huge changes overall, especially for late game strategies. Again, it diversifies. Both of these are really, really good. Globe enchantment things updated. Are enchantment timings updated? Does anyone know what this means? Is this when you sell it, it doesn't skip it anymore? Or does this mean like it stops the bugging? Or does it stop when you get like health? Probably just can't skip fights. All right, reasonable. Yeah, we had it yesterday where you like I skipped a PvP fight because I used it, which is probably something you don't want. So that's probably for the best. But also, I don't know. Globe was also once a day, but it would add plus seconds to freeze with the right enchant. Oh, so it's like very specific niche things that would be a problem. I never really saw what this was, and I'm sure it's like a really tiny thing, but when it did happen, it probably feels miserable, right? So that's important. Vanessa's amulet enchantment timings updated. So it's probably the exact same thing here. It just scales weirdly. Mamasaur renamed from Dinosaurus. Wait, is that the big dino? They renamed it to Mama? Damn, can no longer fit large items in her mouth. Huh? That's actually ginormous too. So it's the same logic as Damn, where you can at least play around this if that's the case. All right. The docks no longer offer skills as rewards. The docks. Wait, this is such a big change. Wait, this is massive. Oh my God. Because work at docks you would always pick because not only do you get the gold, but you get the skill. Holy, that is actually insane. This actually changes the game a lot. Because now your builds are way less consistent. They actually turned down the power level a lot. Interesting. Kind of a huge fan. Adjusted some dually core skills to be less damage core specific. I'm a huge fan of this. Dually's going to be more fun. Many other various small fixes and adjustments. All right, let me see what we got here. Adjusted a number of tooltips for clarity. I'm praying to God they add one that says works in stash. So that's fantastic. I hope that's the case. Fix a variety of targeting issues. Fix a variety of items that should have worked from the stash. Nice. Wait. What changes is this? Like, this is insane. Wait a minute. That could be massive. Fixed a variety of encounter options that were not counting items in the stash. Okay. Both of these are massive depending on what they were. Fixed a variety of enchantment issues where enchantments didn't work as described. Fixed a variety of hint system errors. Fixed an issue where radiant was not functioning correctly. Fixed a bug where stained glass window counted as a shield item. Fixed a bug where dam counted as a freeze item. Fixed a bug where with the item being triggered by windwall could target itself. Fixed a bug where Infernal's greatsword's damage bonus from burn persisted beyond the fight. That's crazy. Fixed a bug where Pet Rock buffed your items from the stash. Oh, really? Damn, I wish I knew this. Fixed a bug where initial chill triggered more than once per fight. That's the skill, right? I'm not sure what the initial chill actually is. Fixed the bug where Void Colossus displayed the wrong art. Never saw this. Fixed the bug where Mountain Pass risky option was day 2. Was always uneventful. After day 2 was always uneventful. So what, this scales a little better now with each passing day? Wish they give me a little bit more. It's always 1 XP before. Oh, I see. So it wasn't like a random thing. I get it. I never took it, so I have actually no idea what it did. Fixed the bug where flashy mechanic was not functioning correctly. I don't even know what this is either. You did see with Raynad? Oh, did I? Oh, I don't remember. Dude, I played so many games at this point. I don't fucking remember. My God. Fixed the bug where Skyscraper where it's was increasing its own value in combat more than intended. I mean, it got giga nerfed anyway, so who cares? Fixed a critical issue with party like it's 01111100111 was incorrectly written as party like it's 1111100111. Actually, this change is actually probably the most important of the entire game. I'm gonna be honest. You literally saw it last game. Brother, I was sniping people in the fucking streets. Do you think I was paying attention to the flame thing? I mean, overall, great changes. Honestly, can we just get a round of applause for how fast they did some changes here? This is phenomenal. This will make the game way more exciting. And there's a lot more variety at this point. Big changes, honestly, overall. Now, the real question is, hold on. The real question is, chat. Do they, and I mean this genuinely, do they keep the snapshots in of older builds in this patch? Because imagine you go against the Pig Boy post nerf, and the Pig Boy is probably doo-doo. Interesting, right? Interesting. Big fan of those changes. Hold on, I'm just gonna hide this for 1 sec. I gotta make it. I should post it.